Thank you for joining with Nanaska. Thank you for joining with Nanaska. Uh, Today we are trying to discuss our program of Your Life is Your Life. We have been discussing about this program for some time, but we could not do it. But now finally we found time to do it for you. The program goes as Your Life is Your Life, right? I'm not trying to share anything magical. I'm not trying to share anything completely out of the box, but I'm trying to share a few basic points that will be related for you. Just very basic points that will be related for you. Now, let me start with this. I always have a worry whether people do a lot of hard work, try to achieve a lot of things in their life, try to work hard to get promotions, try to work hard to achieve things, try to work hard to get promotions, try to work hard to achieve things. I am actually worried whether people will forget to be happy in their life. I'm actually worried whether people will be forget to be happy in their life, whether they will die not being happy, forgetting to be happy, but doing a lot of other work. So therefore, I want to clear this concept of happiness from your mind. I want to clear the concept of happiness from your mind. A lot of people do believe I want to achieve things. After I achieve things, I'll be very, very happy. I mean, it could be anything. It could be exams. I want to pass the exams. I'll work hard in this year to pass the exam somehow. After I pass the exams, I'll be happy from exams point of view. Or some people think I will somehow get this promotion. When I become the department head, when I become the boss of the department, I'll be happy because then I don't need to do all these hard work. I'll be having a quite a happy life after I achieve it. Sometimes you try to be the head of the organization. When I become the head of the organizations, I'll be happy. So I'll work very hard today. Tomorrow, I'll work very, very hard to achieve that. So I have seen some of these discussions that are going on. I've seen some of the people feeling so. So this is a wrong attitude, wrong view, wrong knowledge about happiness. What I want to tell you is you cannot, you cannot, you cannot achieve things and then be happy. That will not work. You cannot achieve things. After you achieve things, you will be happy. This will not work like that. It will work exactly other way around. It will work exactly other way around. Exactly other way around. What do you mean by exactly other way around? It will work when you are happy, you will be able to achieve a lot of things. So you can't achieve a lot of things and be happy. Instead, if you are be happy now, you will be able to achieve a lot of things. So please, we need to correct this from our mind. Happiness is not a destination. Happiness is not something you will achieve at the end of everything. Happiness is not a destination. Happiness is a journey. You got to be happy every day in doing what you're doing. If you are happy doing what you're doing, you will be able to achieve a lot of things in life. So the argument is we got to find a way to be happy in doing what we are doing rather than waiting for us to be happy after we achieve things. You cannot work like that. So this is the first idea that I want to put into your mind. No, I don't. I mean, now then think about. So, Are we discussing here? After we achieve things, we can't be happy. Is it so? So, if it is so, clear your mind, right? So, after you achieve a lot of things, you can't be happy. Then, if that is true, happiness is not directly linked to the achievements. Now, I would like to ask a question. Do you think happiness is directly linked to the achievements? I mean, what do you mean by achievements? Achievements can be in various different ways. Achievements can be money. Achievements can be money. There's one person who is very, very rich. There's someone else who is not very, very rich. Are we really, really sure the person who is very, very rich is much more happier than the person who is not so rich? Think about it. I don't think that is the case. I'm not a philosopher to give you some great ideas, but I'll share my practical experience. I think that is what you got to hear about the happiness. I always think about myself and my driver. These are simple examples that I always take in my things. A simple example that I always take in my discussions. I get paid higher than my driver clearly, but I always used to ask, do you think I'm more happier than him? Probably not. Probably not. One day something funny happened. My driver has given a nice speech to one of my friends, and my driver has told, look here, your friend, that's me, your friend will not be able to do anything that he is doing. He can do what he is doing simply because of me. So my driver is saying that I'm doing everything because of him only. So I was asking my friend, what do you mean by that? What did he say? He has said, look here, this guy, he has so many meetings, from one meeting to the other meeting, then to the another meeting. Since I am there, I'll be taking him quite fast. Otherwise, he will not be able to operate the way that he is operating. So what has happened? I might have set a very high target for myself, for my company, a very high profit target to be achieved. And I might be close to achieving that profit target. I might be very close to achieving that profit target, but I might be unhappy because I have not achieved the full target. So I'm setting a very high target. I'm achieving close to that, being unhappy. My driver may have set a very low target, an achievable target, may have set a very low target, achievable target. He's been very happy. So happiness will not be directly related to the achievements that you have. Happiness will not be directly related to the achievements you have. In the case of the driver, he has set a very low target and he's been happy. I will set a very high target and be unhappy about it. Can we make a statement that rich people are happier than the poorer people? I don't think we can make that statement at all. One day I was with few of my friends, and some of them had enough money. Some of them were very, very rich. Some of them had enough money. Some of them were very, very rich. They had enough money. One of the guys, he had 4 different states in 4 different parts of the country. 4 different states in 4 different parts of the country. So we were having dinner. He showed me from his phone, he said, Channa, see, I have 4 states. I know what is happening in all 4 states. I know what is happening in all 4 states. I said, how? He said, look at my phone. I put CCTV cameras all over. I put CCTV cameras all over. So he went to his phone, pressed state number 1. Then about 10 different camera screens came in. And he said, this is the main entrance, this is the back entrance, this is the gate, this is the storage area, this is the collection, this is that department, this is this department, this is the reception area. Then he clicked on one of those cameras and said, look here, this is the main entrance. Another camera he pressed, so when he pressed that, the full screen comes on that camera. He said, this is a storage area, very important. People might be stealing goods from this area. And when he pressed one area, the screen got open and there was a van parked. So he was talking to me and say, I don't know what this van is. This van need not be parked here. Let me check. He quickly called that state and asked, what is the van that is parked there? Then the guy from the other side says, sorry, sir, that van came and we asked him not to park, but driver is not there. So he was very unhappy about it. He asked them to remove the van. And 5 minutes after he went to the same state, same video and said, Chana, see, the van is removed. Van is gone. Van is gone. That's the first friend. I had another friend who is a closer friend to my heart. So I had a chat with him because he also has many states in many parts of the country. So I told him, that guy, he has all 4 states on his mobile phone. He can check what is happening in all 4 states. So this guy is a closer friend, so I was just trying to hint him whether you have it. He said, Channa, I also have it. Now he opened the phone and he's trying to say, Channa, this should be state one. He clicked that. Then he's looking at this and say, where is this? This one, I don't know. Next one, this must be the interest. No, right, let me click. Then I realize he's not using. Unlike the previous guy was very familiar, which camera show in which place of the state. My other friend, my good friend, he was confused. He was trying to figure out which camera is for which location. So I said, clearly you're not looking at enough. You are not checking this. He said, Channa, I have this much of money. Why should I worry my life looking at cameras? Two very rich people, both of them are good friends. But the first one has taken the trouble in life. He's worried whether someone will steal things from him. He's checking his states all the time through the videos to ensure that no one is stealing. The second guy, again very rich, living a cool life. He's saying, look, I have money. I don't want to spend my time and money by looking at a camera and trying to see whether people are stealing from me. He said, it's a state. I'm sure some people are stealing. I'm sure some people will be taking certain things, but I am making money after those, so I don't worry too much about it. Happiness has nothing to do with the success that you have achieved. Happiness has nothing to do with the success that you have achieved. Happiness is something that you have here. Happiness is something that you have in your mind. Happiness is a decision that you make in your life. Happiness is a decision that you make in your life. There was another gentleman who is running a reasonably a good business, many different locations, importing, exporting, 2 factories, importing, exporting, 2 factories. I mean, rich enough, but he always worry about things that can go wrong. He always says, look here, the exports, I don't know, I sent some containers, I don't know whether customers will get them. If the customers are not going to get them, it will be a problem. So I used to ask him, generally when you send a container, will the customers get it? He said, of course, yes, when I send the container, customers will get it. So why you are worried on this one? No, Chan, always there's a risk. Yes, always there's a risk. Why don't you live happily with what you already got, rather than worrying too much about the bad things that could happen in the future? Always bad things that can happen on the future. Always bad things that can happen on the future. You can't just worry about your entire life about the bad things that can happen. I don't know whether you believe it or not. If you keep on saying that bad things will happen, trust me, bad things do happen. So if you keep on saying bad things will happen, then you are right, bad things will happen. If you keep on saying good things will happen, if you keep on saying my customers will be happy, they will get the goods, they will get the goods, they will be happy with the goods that I am giving, my business will grow, my business will be good. If you keep saying good things about your business, trust me, you will be right and good things will happen to you. So what I want to tell you is, happiness is not a destination. You can't decide to be happy after you achieve everything. Happiness is a journey. Are you doing what you are doing now happily? And then you will be able to achieve a lot of things in life. Just because you have a lot of achievements, you will not really be happy. I have given enough examples. Now we can talk about 100 more examples if you want. Having a lot of achievements, people still worry about things. Having a lot of things, people always thinks about the negatives that could happen. So my point here is, my point here is happiness is a decision that you make on every day. Happiness is a decision that you make every day. I think you have whenever you get up every day early morning, whenever you get up every day early morning, I think you should realize the life is so much better because a new day starts every day. Life is so much great. Life is so much amazing because a new day starts. Every 24 hours, new day comes. Whenever you get up early morning, you should be very happy. Wow, I can start fresh today. I can start fresh today. It'll be a new day today. You can always, you should always be happy because the life is broken down into individual days and every day morning is a new day. So, how do you take the benefit of every day morning is a new day? How do you take the benefit of life is broken down into individual days? Every day morning, please talk to yourself and have a fresh start for yourself. Have a fresh start for yourself. I mean, yesterday, certain things that might have happened, certain things that you may have not done, they may not be the greatest things that you have done. You might have done some mistake. You might have upset some people. You may have taken some wrong decisions. You may have done things that you should not have done. You may have taken some wrong decisions yesterday. You may have done the things that you should not have done. The things that you should have done, you have forgotten to do them yesterday. Be happy. Today is a new day in life. Life is so much better because the life is broken down into individual days. Why not you start fresh every day morning? Every day morning you get up and say, look here, these are the 2 things I did not do yesterday. These are the 3 things I did, which I regret doing. Let me correct everything today. Let me start a new day today. In life, you choose to be happy. In life, you choose to be happy. Every day morning, I'm now telling you, you get a chance to choose to be happy. You get a chance to decide that you will be happy. You get that chance every 24 hours. You get that chance every day in the morning. So every day in the morning when you get up, look at something positive. Think about something great that you can do today. It's a new day. Be happy about something. Be happy about your living. How many people will not be able to get up, walk? How many people will not be able to wake up early morning? How many people will not be able to wake up early morning? How many people will find it difficult to sleep? How many people will not get up in the morning? How many people die when they sleep? You can wake up early morning and say, wow, I'm living. I'm happy. Wow, I'm living. I'm happy. You can make that choice. You can choose to be happy during the day at every major event. You can choose to be happy during the day at every major event. You can choose to be happy. I mean, you go home, your partner at home or your parents at home started to complain to you about something. They are saying, look here, this has not been done, this has not been done, what you have done is wrong, what you have done is wrong, you should not be doing this, you should be stopping doing this. There might be a lot of accusations, complaints coming in your way. All of us are human beings. The first impression that you get is a wrong impression, negative impression, dissatisfaction. You are feeling very, very unhappy. The game is how fast, how quick you can change your mode from that dissatisfaction to happiness. How fast you can do that. Switch on and switch off. How fast you can switch off what is happening now, switch on a new chapter. How fast you can say, look here, he or she is shouting at me due to something, let me settle it down. How fast you can say, wow, you have a different view. Okay, maybe that is your view. I think differently. Let's argue about it tomorrow. Let's discuss it. Let's discuss about it tomorrow. Let's discuss about it tomorrow. How fast you can move from the switch off? How can you switch off that and move on to a switch on? How fast you can move from that dissatisfied mood to a satisfied mood? That is a decision that you got to take every time when events are happening in your life. I go and do this program at different places. Your life is your life. Recently, they booked me a session to do a program of Your Life is Your Life. I go and do it at the schools mostly. Your Life is Your Life program. One day early morning, I was going to a school to do this program. I left home early because I got to be there by 7:45. They wanted me to come there 7:45. This is something that happened last year. At about 7:20, when I'm close to the school, I got a call from the principal saying that, Mr. Chandra, today we can't do that event. We can do it later. I was about to tell him, why are you telling me now? I'm close to your school. I came all the way. I was about to say that, but I was able to switch off and switch on. I was able to move on to a different mood suddenly and say, okay, we can't do it today. No problem. When you can, let me know. And I turned the vehicle, went back to my office. Then I was thinking, look here, I'm going to go to office much earlier than I thought today because I was supposed to go there a little late because of this event. But I'm going to go there much earlier. I was thinking, look here, I'll have some few hours that I did not plan to have before for the office work. I'll be able to do certain things that I could not do last 1 month, last 1 week today. I was thinking about the good side of this event cancellation. So I was able to move from the negative thought to a positive thought very quickly. You got to do that. You got to practice that in your real life because happiness is a decision that we make every day. Every day morning, when you get up every day early morning, you can make that decision. You can choose to be happy. You can talk to yourself and say, wow, I'm living, I'm happy. Today will be a great day. Today will be a great day. I will concentrate on the things that I should concentrate. I'll work with some people. I'll advise some people. I'll achieve things with my team. I'll do something great. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself with a positive thought. Trust me, your day will be better. Your day will be better. You can choose to be happy at every event that happens. You can choose to be happy at every event that happens. Your boss comes into your room and shout at you. Well, your boss comes into your room and shout at you. After boss goes, well, you can choose to be happy or you can choose to be unhappy. I mean, can you really choose to be happy when the boss come and shout at you? When can you really be happy when your boss comes and shout at you? Of course, it depends on all is here. You can choose to be happy if you want. You can choose to be happy if you want. I mean, your boss come and shout at few things and go. You look at it and say, wow, this guy shouted at me today. For what? What are the things that he was shouting at me? Let me write down the list of the things that he shouted at me. Wow. Out of the 3 things that he shouted at me, 2 are actually my mistakes. I should have corrected them last week. I did not. I should have got ready with that report, but I did not. So he's right. Out of the 2 cases, he's right. The last one, he shouted at me, but he's wrong. I had done the right thing, but he was shouting at me. Why is it happening? Is he shouting at everyone else or is he shouting at only me? Oh, he's shouting at others as well. So it's a common thing. It's not me, it's him. It's not me, it's him. I think he has not been trained to appreciate people. He may have a bad childhood from the parents and he's shouting at everyone. So I don't think it is me, it is him. Let me forget about him. I will work on the 2 things that I did as mistakes, which he shouted at me. Of course, I'll correct them. Next week, let's see. Next week, I will not keep anything from my side for him to shout at me. I'll clear everything pending so he cannot shout at me. But knowing him, he might shout at something. Let's see what it is. I will not be at my fault. It will not be my fault, but still he will be shouting at me. Let me see what it is next week. Even the situation like that, you can choose to be happy. You can choose to be happy. It's a decision that people should be taking every day in the morning, as I told you. It's a decision people should be taking every day and every event that happens. Some people look for things to be happy, some people look for things to be unhappy. So I want you to choose to be happy every day in the morning. Let's read some of the well-known statements that is available. Happiness starts with you. Happiness starts with you. Not with the job, not with the money, not with the relationship. Happiness is internal. As long as you choose to be happy, you will be happy. You are responsible for your own happiness. If you expect others to make you happy, you will be unhappy all the time. Look at this statement. It's really, really nice. None of them are my statement. I downloaded them from the Google. People don't notice whether it's winter or summer when they're happy. In your organization, if you make your team happy, they don't realize the challenge, they don't feel the challenges available. They don't feel the fight that they are putting, they don't feel the tiredness of the effort that they are putting in. When you are happy, you don't feel whether it's winter or summer. When you're happy, you work hard and you don't feel tired. Happiness is nothing more than good health and a bad memory. The part related to good health, we will certainly talk soon. There's a separate slide where I'm going to talk about good health. But look at the other one. Happiness is nothing more than a bad memory as well. For you to be happy, you got to have a bad memory. You can't be keeping things in your mind forever. You can't be keeping things in your mind forever. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. I mean, you have some people who did wrong for you in your life. Let it go, man. Let's go ahead in life. You can't be keeping all those things in your mind. I mean, you might keep in mind, look here, he did something wrong. You might not forget that, but you can't act on that. You can't react on that. You can't base all your arguments on that. Happiness is a decision that you make, and I want you to be happy. I want you to choose to be happy in your life. I want you to choose to be happy in your life. So that's the first part that I wanted to discuss. Second part, I just want to ask you a question. Was the last time you spoke to your mother? Was the last time you talked to your father? Was the last time you talked to the people who helped you? What was the last time you talked to them? Of course, you talk to them every day. But what I'm asking is, was the last time you talked to your mother just to make her happy? Was the last time you talked to your father just to make him happy? Was the last time you talked to someone who helped you in your life just to make them happy? I'm not talking about talking to your parents to tell them the great things that you have done. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about to call them or meet them to say your achievements. No. I'm not asking about the last time when you spoke to your parents to share your achievements. I'm asking, was the last time you spoke to your mother or father just to make them happy? Just to listen to their stories. Just to give them a chance to talk about their achievements years ago. I am sure their achievements years ago might not be anything great for you today. I am sure their achievements years ago might not be anything great for you today. When they try to tell stories, look here, I did that. You must be thinking, okay, that's simple. Look at the things that we do today. I'm asking, When did you talk to your mother? When did you talk to your father just to make them happy, just to listen to their stories? They have stories to be shared. Let them share the story. They'll be so thrilled that they share the story with you. They'll be so thrilled that you are asking questions, follow-up questions. Oh, wow, that happened. Then what happened? So what did you do? How did you manage? When you do ask follow-up questions, when you show that you are really, really interested in their stories, my question is, when did you speak to them last to make them happy? We shall do it soon. And some people who are listening to this discussion might be thinking too late for them. Not all of us are lucky to have our parents living. Not all of us are lucky to have our parents living with us. Some of us lost our parents long years ago. So some of us can't correct that mistake where you talk to your parents only to share your achievements. One day it'll be late for you as well. One day it'll be late for you as well. Your parents are not going to be there forever. One day it'll be late for you as well. Let's do it today. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it during the week. Let's go there, talk to them just to make them happy. One of my good friends who's working with me at my office, he was just sharing some news. He said, Chana, I need to go and see my mother next week. My brother is also coming from somewhere. I'm also going there. We want to give a surprise for our mother because it's her birthday. We did not tell her that we are coming. We want to give her a surprise. That's why both of us are coming. And those both of us are going to my mother's house to make her happy. I was saying, I'm thrilled. Please go. Go early. After about 2 weeks, I was having another chat with him. Then he was saying, look here, my mother doesn't understand. My mother doesn't like to sell that property. That property is no use. I wanted her to sell it, and she's not. So I was asking detail, what do you mean? Where's the property? How much? And all that. So he was saying, look, I told her, she doesn't understand this. I suddenly realized this guy went for mother's birthday about 2 weeks ago. So I asked him, when did you tell her that? He said, the same day I went for her birthday. The same day when I went for her birthday. I was thinking, what a stupid idiot is he? What a stupid idiot is this guy? That day was not for the birthday. That day was there for you to go and make her happy. Say yes to most of the things that she said. And if she says that I don't want to sell the property, you should say, okay, you don't want to sell it. Yeah, no harm. Let's discuss next week. And today is not the day to discuss it. Let's discuss. Why do you want to not sell it? Ask her so she can say her side of the story. Maybe you can convince her later. You can ask why she doesn't like it, so you might get her side of the story as well. So I was thinking this guy went all the way on the birthday of the mother to make her happy. Oh, surprise birthday party. But he did not realize that he has a duty to make the mother happy. Happy people will make other people happier. So I want you to think about what I said about happiness. I want you to ensure you make your parents happier. Give them a chance to talk to them as well. Right? Taking breaks. In our life, it is very, very important for us to take breaks. We can't work like this every day, every week, every month, every year. This cannot go on. We got to take breaks. We got to take holidays. We got to take breaks. We got to take short breaks. A short break daily, weekly will be great for us. A short break does not mean you're going to spend 5 hours on the break. Of course, you can't do that. I can't do that. Short break means a short break. Short break means a short break. Look at a weekly break. I can't talk about daily break now since the time is a constraint for today's discussion. By the way, today's is our first discussion. We'll have one more. So you can write to Nanaska. You can write to info@nanaska.com to register for the next session as well. Next session, I'll be talking about something else. Today is a quick first day introduction to the few things that I wanted to introduce you to. So I'll talk about weekly break today. You got to take a break. You got to take a break weekly. It might be Sunday 9 to 10 p.m. It might be Sunday 10 to 11 a.m. It might be Thursday night. It might be Friday early morning. Whatever the time that you agree with yourself, you got to allocate some time to take a break. That's the half an hour. That's the 1 hour. That's the 20 minutes where you talk to yourself without having your mobile phone, without having your TV, without having your computer. That's the time where you talk to yourself and say, okay, how was last week? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? What did I do right? How many people I was able to make happy? How many strangers I was able to make happy? How many good things that I did? I gave some money for that guy. I was so happy giving that money. Wow, I did a good thing. Appreciate yourself. Trust me, when you give money to someone, when you give something to someone, you are happy, and your body will, when you're happy, when you smile, your muscles will work in certain way. Your body will get energized. Your body will get healthier. So if you think about something that you had given, something that you're happy about, something that you're proud about, think about it. It makes you stronger. It gives you higher immunity system. Your viruses will not be coming into your body because you're stronger. Your body will react like that. If you're happy, your body will get stronger. We will talk in the second session the science behind it. I'm not going to talk the science behind it today in the first session today, but we'll be discussing them in the second session in detail. But I'm trying to give you a few hints today only. Have a time weekly to think about the good things that you have done. Have the time weekly to think about things that you did that you regret. I mean, some of the things that you made, some of the comments that you made, now you're regretting. Some of the emails that you wrote, now you're regretting of sending that email. Have a half an hour, have 20 minutes, have an hour to talk about it to yourself. And then think about, how will I be different for the next 1 week? How will I be different for the next 1 week? Trust me, this discussion is not going to be entirely different from 1 week to the other. You might do different things in different weeks, but these are about you. These are about doing good things, doing bad things. So this discussion will be the same every week. Every week you look at, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? How can I continue to do more right things? How can I change my behavior on the wrong things that I did? All of us needs breaks. Take a break before you reply for an email. If you want to send a bad email, if you want to send an email complaining someone, if you want to say something negative to someone, generally, in most cases, I can't say always, generally, if you send a tough email to someone, generally you will regret later. If you shout at someone, generally you regret later. Generally, not always, generally you regret later. So take a break before you reply a tough email with a tough tone. Before you go for a meeting where you're really, really angry, take a break and think about it. Take a break and think about it. The technology is spreading all over the world. I mean, artificial intelligence is there to do most of the work that human beings were able to do. The legal softwares like Watson is giving legal advices free. Legal profession is having a major impact. A microchip can be included into your body. That'll control your body. That'll decide what that'll do a same job a doctor would do. So medical profession is changing entirely. JP Morgan being a bank, they have 9,000 software engineers. Why do they have 9,000 software engineers? It's a bank. It's not a software company. But they have 9,000 software engineers. Why? They have 9,000 software engineers. Why? Where the future will be Future will be the use of artificial intelligence to get things done. Accounting jobs are changing. Accounting jobs are changing. Drivers are going to be have major impact with the driverless cars that are coming in. Uber is spending millions of dollars on driverless cars. I mean, it is not developing because technology has developed, but the legal system for the driverless cars has not developed. Technology is changing heavily. You will not be able to thrive with the same skills that you have now in 10 years' time. No chance. No chance. If you are doing your reports perfectly accurately, if you are doing your reconciliations perfectly accurately, if you're writing reports perfectly accurately, if you're doing mathematics, if you're doing accounting perfectly accurately, 10 years' time, you will not be happy doing the same because there will be AI who will be taking over your work. Who cares about AI and anything else? Be a great human being, no one will be able to replace you. Be a great human being, no one will be able to replace you. So the question is which fight that you're going to pick. If you're going to pick the fight of doing reconciliations perfectly, or if you pick the fight of being a great human being, then technology cannot block you. Technology cannot block you. So I want you to think about that. Health. I mean, I want to talk about health having the early, not the present prime minister, the earlier prime minister of Malaysia, Mahathir Mohamad. He ended his second session of being the prime minister recently. I mean, he was 92 when he was appointed as the prime minister of Malaysia for the second time. He was 92 or 93. He was 92 years old or 93 years old when he was appointed as the prime minister for the second time. Now he must be about 94 or 95. My question to you is, what we will be when we are 95? What we will be when we are 95? What do you think? What do you think we will be when you are 95? Or more valid question is, will we ever be 95? More valid question is, will we ever be 95? We might not be. Health is a critical factor. Let's concentrate on health from now onwards. I'm not doing great in that area to myself, but it does not mean that I can share some views with you. We have seen enough people suffer a lot due to health issues when they are old. So best health practices needs to be incorporated for your day-to-day work. I mean, having a walk for 1 hour every day, I don't do that, but it doesn't mean that I can't ask you to do that, right? Is compulsory. Taking less sugar is compulsory. It's a habit. You got to create that habit with the family that you live in. You got to create that habit with the friends that you are working together. You got to do it together with the family. You got to do it together with the friends. Otherwise, it will not be working right. So create that culture at home. Everyone talks to yourself and say, let's reduce sugar, let's go for a walk, let's do a walk every day. Create that culture. I'll show you some, unfortunately, since this is going on Facebook Live, I can't show the videos that I already planned. I'm sorry. I can't show the videos that I already planned because there's a doubt whether it will be shown properly on Facebook Live. But I think message is clear. Health is critical. Fish curry and divorce does not look like two things that can be the same slide. Fish curry and divorce does not look like two things that can be on the same slide. But I have a story to share. Husband comes home after doing all the hard work at office, sit for the dinner with the wife, start enjoying the dinner. When he started to eat rice, fish, dal, whatever that is available, he realized in a minute there's something wrong with the fish curry. I don't know what is wrong with the fish curry. We will say maybe too much of salt. Oh, it's too spicy. It's too spicy. The husband talk to the wife and say, "What is this? Look at this fish curry. I can't eat it. It's too spicy. It's too spicy." If you say that, the wife will also react. Yeah, it might be because I don't think that I did only making the fish curry for the entire day. I had so many other work. Maybe it's too spicy, but what I'm going to do? Then husband might react again. You got to learn how to cook. We went to our friend's place last week. Can you remember how good the food was? I am coming home after all the work. I want to eat well at least when I come home for the dinner. You got to find a way to do it right. Trust me, wife will react again, husband will react again, wife will react again. It'll be bad. It'll be bad. Fish curry with too much spicy can end up with a divorce or can end up with very unpleasant life for everyone. Husband comes home, started to have dinner. Take the fish curry, realize it is too much spicy, and decides to put little bit more rice, less of the fish curry, try to manage the food, and husband continue to eat, wife will continue to eat. After 5 minutes, 10 minutes, clearly the wife will say, there's something wrong with the fish curry, right? It looks too spicy. If the husband can say, yeah, it is too spicy, but who cares? It's just one day. Today is not the last day that we are going to eat fish curry. It's okay. I put more rice. I'm fine with it. That will change the entire day, entire week, entire month, entire year, entire life. One wrong argument, unwanted argument will kill. When you realize the other person is unhappy, other person is upset, you have a duty to cool you down first. When two people started to argue, it will end with a disaster. Any two people, two friends, two brothers, two sisters, husband and wife, mother and father, anyone. When one person is angry, both of you all will get your share very soon. There'll be a day where you're angry and they will be tolerating it. So when they are unhappy or angry, your turn to tolerate. Words once spoken cannot be taken back. You got to be extremely careful with that. You got to look at the positives in everything that happens. Even in the fish curry with too spicy, who cares? Put more rice and eat. Forget about it. Forget about it. If you're really desperate, go tomorrow, eat fish for breakfast, dinner, lunch, and for the tea. Forget about it. One fish curry will not change your entire life. So all what I'm saying is, look at the good things that is happening around. Please do tell others that you feel that they are very good. You got to share the appreciation about others openly with them. Otherwise, they would not know it. So again, I'm linking to my earlier topic because I'm worried whether you will forget the key message today. You got to choose to be happy. Even when you go home and sit down, you got to choose to be happy. Even at the dinner table, when the food is not great, you got to choose to be happy. Other message that I'm trying to give you is about friends. When you want to buy clothing for yourself, how long do you spend? You will go to a retailer, you will get a clothing, put it on you, see whether it's good, change the colors, change the sizes, look at different colors. You spend a lot of time to select your clothing. Enough time to select your clothing. because clothing will represent you for the rest of the world. Okay. You want to buy curtains for your house, I'm sure you spend time. You want to decide the color of the sofa that you're going to buy? You want to decide the color of the sofa that you want to buy? You think about it. But one of the biggest impact for us for our life is the friends that we have around. Friends that we have around. Generally, we don't choose them. Very unfair. Friends have a huge impact on you. Why don't you select the friends as well? You got to. Since I teach at Nanaska, whenever you go and ask the students who is your best friend with whom you're working, they say, this person is my best friend. We met in the SEMA classes and we were sitting together in the first day, so we became best friends. I mean, you became best friend by coincidence. Friends will have a huge impact. Why not you do something rude? Don't show it to anyone, you just do it yourself. Think about who your friends are. Think about the friends who are giving you advice, who are adding things to your life, who are sharing new ways of thinking, new insights into the troubles that you have. You want more of those friends. Look at the friends who are just saying yes for everything that you do. Look at the friends who are just saying yes for everything. They don't care. They just want to make you happy. They don't care. They just want to make you happy. They're saying, yes, good, go ahead. You got to reduce those. So you got to reduce those friends. Why not you write down the list of friends that you have? Try to see who are the great friends. Try to see who are. I'm not asking you to write the list and put it to the Facebook clearly. That will not be the way to go ahead. I'm not asking you to call your friends and say, look, I'm discontinuing my relationship from today. No, I'm not. But see, how do you make some good friends? Make an intentional call that I want to be friendly with these people because they will add more things to my life. I want to be more friendly with these people. They will add more things to my life. Try to choose your friends. It will be important for you. Have you seen the butt managers? Butt managers, butt managers? Butt managers are the people who will come to you and say, wow, you have done a great job. This looks like an excellent job. But look at this last part, absolutely useless, absolutely worthless. How did you do so? Butt managers. They will say something very good. And whenever they say something very good, it will be followed by what? Whenever they started to say something very good, it will be followed by something. What that will be? When they started to say something great, when they start to say something good about you, very soon it will be followed by, but. Oh, however, don't be a butt manager. If you want to appreciate someone, just appreciate it 100%. Maybe there are some weaknesses, you can manage them later. About 2 years ago, my HR team had to organize a training event for all my organization. It was a big event. It was in a outside hotel, 3-day program, 3-day residential program. It was a big event. So the third day I was there. So there were things that were planned for the entire day, and they had some of the guest speakers coming in between the sessions. In between the sessions, some guest speakers came and they spoke about their experience. I realized the last 2 guest speakers did not know what to talk. Our guys have not briefed them. Mistake of our guys, they have not briefed them. So when the event is over, I took all the HR team to thank them. I got all the HR team to thank them. So I was saying, you guys have done a great job, amazing job. Congratulations, I'm very happy. Superb job. Please continue. I stopped it there. The HR manager started to talk. He said how hard everyone else worked. I stopped it there. Next week, it was in my mind intentionally. When we were discussing something else with the HR team, I said, What happened with those two guest speakers? They didn't know what to talk. What happened? Did you brief them? They said, sorry, we missed it. I said, let's correct it for the next time. Next event, be careful. Did I share with them the bad news? Did I share with them their mistakes? Of course I did. But I gave them enough time to enjoy the good news. I gave them enough time to enjoy the good news. Don't be a butt manager. Always try to say, try to share, try to openly say good things about others. Everyone would like to hear that you're doing good. It'll give you energy. You become happy. When you're happy, your muscles will work certain way. The engineering system that will work within the body, that will create the energy for your body. You become more healthier. There's a medical part of it, which we'll be discussing in the second session. Look at the words that you speak. Please always select positive words. Order of words also matters. Order of words also matters. One day I was coming in the highway, about 100-kilometer journey. That was a holiday season, and unfortunately the time was 11:35 in the night. Late night, I was driving with my friend. My friend was driving. I was on the other side. Late night, holiday season, not many vehicles, relaxed environment. Suddenly, my friend told me, look here, no fuel in the vehicle. I said, why are you telling me? No fuel in the vehicle. We were in the highway. Now, we had a little trouble. It was a highway that was newly built, so we were not sure as well. We had a little trouble to decide which exit to go out and go to a fuel station to fill the tank and come back. And the indicator says no fuel. So we might be able to go about 30 kilometers more, 35 kilometers more. We got to figure out which exit we should go out and come in. You understand, right? You understand the situation, right? Late night on a holiday season. So it will not be very easy for us to figure out. No one to ask. There's a number that appears on the highway to call them if there's a trouble about the highway. So no one to call, we call them. I mean, maybe at that time it's 12 o'clock in the midnight. We call that number. We call that number and say, look here, we entered from location A. We want to go to location B about 100 kilometers away. We don't have fuel. We want to know which exit we should go out, fill the tank and come back. Which one is the easiest? The guy on the phone said three things. He said three things. I never forget those three things. First one he said, in case if your vehicle stop in the highway without fuel, we will charge a fee and take that vehicle out from the next exit, and this is how much the cost is. Is it relevant? Yes, relevant. No fuel in the vehicle, we might get stopped on the highway somewhere. That's the first thing he said. Second thing he said, you are calling the highway office, we don't know where the petrol sheds are. You should be calling us only for the highway matters. Second thing, is it right? Very right, very accurate. Third thing he said, however, I know this area. You can go out from the third exit, turn to your left. When you go 150 meters, on your right hand side, there will be a fuel station that is open 24 hours. I'm sure that will be open even today. So we put the phone down and we were not very happy. What I'm trying to say is, he said three things, all three things are happy. First one, if the vehicle stops, they will charge a fee to take it out. Second one, we should not be calling them. They don't know about fuel station. They know about highway. They are there to answer questions about highway, not about fuel station. Third one, he gave me the fourth exit to go out and fill the tank. So my point is the order of words. Imagine how beautiful our life would have been if we said those three things in the exact other order, in the exact other way around. In exact other way around, if we said the three things, I'm sure we would have had a great life. If he said, wow, sir, you are in a trouble, right? Don't worry. From the fourth exit or third exit, turn to your left. When you go 150 meters, right hand side, there's a petrol shed. I'm sure it will be open. Secondly, he can say, however, I can't give a guarantee because you are not calling the fuel station, you are calling the highway. Third one, I'm sure you will find the petrol shed. I'm sure everything will be okay. But please be aware if you don't, and if the vehicle stop on the highway, there will be a charge to take the vehicle out. Whenever you want to say something bad, even start with something good. The words matters, not only the words, the order of the words also matters, as you have seen from this example. Order of the words also matters. So be careful when you try to criticize someone. Be extremely careful when you try to tell the negative things, the bad things, the negatives, the bad things. Be extremely careful. Be extremely, extremely careful. Try to make them happy. If you want to say something bad, please do say. But ensure it is wrapped nicely so you don't kill him. Tell him, look here, everything is great. I'm very happy. This is going well. However, small problem is this. How can we sort it out? Do you have a solution for that? Instead of saying, look here, there's a problem. How do we sort it out? Instead of saying, look here, there's a problem. How do we sort it out? Say, look here, a lot of things are going right. I'm very happy the last 3 weeks, but now this week there's a problem. How do you resolve it? It is all about your decision internally to be happy. Let me tell you one of other examples about my driver and myself. We are coming in the highway. I'll make it short. So we went from A to B. We had a meeting. So I told him, look here, go at high speed. What to do? No option. Hopefully we'll be safe. When you come back after the meeting, still he's coming at high speed. Well, I was not in a hurry. But he was very happy, thrilled internally because he went fast. When we go for the meeting, he was very happy, thrilled. We went fast and nothing happened to us. I'm not saying it is good to go fast in a highway. I understand it's bad, but the example is to give you a different point. Now, on the way, he's also thrilled. He wants to come fast. I said, you will get caught for high speeding and there will be a penalty. He said, no, I'll manage myself. He came at high speed, and when we tried to exit, the law enforcement police stopped him and asked him to come. So I'm in the vehicle. He has gone. I can see he's having a discussion with the police gentleman. So I was thinking, look, he did a stupid thing. We were come slow. His mind was to go fast. That is why this happened. So after about 5 minutes, he's coming in now. So when he came in and sat down, I wanted to tell him, look, I told you, you should have come slow. But when I saw him coming, I can see his face is so happy. I was thinking, what happened? How can he be happy? Because he got a penalty from the police. He came in, sat down, and said, we came at 140 kilometers. Our speed was 140 kilometers per hour, but they caught me only at 110. So I asked him, did they give you a penalty? Did they give you a charge sheet? Of course, yes. See, it's 110. So I was thinking, look here, this guy should be crying. He got a penalty. But he found a way to be happy even with that. Happiness is a choice that we make. So I want you to look at the ways to be happy in your life. Your team. You are working for your team whether you like it or not. You're working for your team. You are reporting to your team. You got to ask your team members, did you get everything that for you to work on? Is there anything that I should be doing to help you? You got to go and ask your team members. If you give them the freedom, if you motivate them, trust me, they will do wonders for you. They'll do wonders for you. When you try to put so many restrictions, regulations, constraints on them, they will not be happy. If you appreciate your staff, if they feel appreciated, if they have been given the freedom to do things, in that case, they will do miracles for you. They will do miracles for you. So you got to have a system to appreciate everyone. Look at the good things that they are doing and address the negatives appropriately. The other point that I want to tell you is you and your team got to allocate 1 hour a week somehow. You and your team got to allocate 1 hour a week somehow. That 1 hour should be known as time for the future. You got to allocate some time for the future. Time for the future is the time where you will be discussing important things. Otherwise, in the entire day, we'll be discussing and dealing with urgent things. There are two kind of things that is in our life. Urgent work, important work. Urgent work, important work. What do you mean by urgent work? Urgent work is you got to do them ASAP. If you don't do urgent work, there will be negative consequences. You understand what urgent work is, obvious, right? Unless you do them, there will be negative consequences. You got to send a report on Monday 8 o'clock. Unless you send a report on Monday 8 o'clock, your boss will not be happy. Your boss will not be happy. It's urgent. It's an urgent work. Important work means something important for your organization, something important for your department, for the future. Can I give an example of important work? The report needs to go on Friday 5 p.m. There's a report, another report that goes to go on, another report that needs to be sent on Friday 5 p.m. You can sit down with the team and say, this report we need to send 5 p.m. Friday every day, every Friday. Every Friday we send it at the last moment. What can we do to change the process so we can send the report Friday morning? What can we do to change the processes so we can send this report Friday morning, not at Friday 5 p.m. But you need to change the processes. You sit down and go through the entire process, write down the entire process and see how to make it faster. That is what we call it important work. So there are two kinds of work people do in their life, urgent work and important work. Trust me, important work is never urgent. Important work is never urgent. No one is going to ask you whether you had a meeting to bring the 5 p.m. report to 8 a.m. on that day because they are happy getting the report at 5 p.m. because the deadline is at 5 p.m. anyway. Therefore, important work is never urgent. Very similarly, other side is also true. What is the other side? Very similarly, other side is also true. What is the other side? What is the other side? Important work is never urgent. Very similarly, other side of the story is true. What is the other side? Urgent work is generally not important. Urgent work, if you don't do, there will be consequences. So you got to do them, I understand. But they're not important for your future career, future life. What level of urgent work you do at your office? What level of urgent work you do at office? When you go to office, you get so many urgent things to be done. 1, 2, 3. This has to be done now. After that, there's another meeting. We got to do it today. And tomorrow morning, we got to finish it somehow. All those are urgent work. Can you see what are the work that you do as urgent and important? If you get stuck with so much of urgent work, you will never be succeed in the work that you do. You got to allocate time for urgent work. You got to allocate time for important work. For you to allocate time for important work, you got to first manage the urgent work. I mean, you can't do important work when the urgent work is pending. You got to manage the urgent part of the work by delegation, managing your team. You got to somehow manage urgent work, make it autopilot, so you and your team can concentrate on the important work. You and your team can concentrate on the important work. The point here is you and your team needs to allocate time for future, time for future. You got to allocate time for future together 1 week every Thursday morning, where you talked about important works that you can do that will have a big impact for the future. I want you to plan that from now. I don't have much time. I want to finish in about 10 more minutes time. Today is the first day, so we plan it for 1 hour and 30 minutes in total. Some team members will not fit into your culture. Some team members will not fit into what you do. Some team members will not fit into what you do. You got to remove them. I understand. Sucking is an art. Any idiot can call the person you want to suck, shout at him, and suck him on the spot. Anyone can do that. But you need a leader to manage that better. The leadership is to remove the people that you don't want without upsetting them too much. Balancing both sides. Balancing both sides. Right? So these are the videos that I wanted to play. But unfortunately, I have been told that I will not be able to play the videos. And there are 2 songs that I need to actually sing with you all. But again, I've been told that we can't do it on the first day, so I'll be taking them to the second day. This is a song about the father, and this is a song about all of our fathers. I wanted you to know the meaning of the song and sing with us, so you will know your father's thought processes as well. I will not be going through the song, but it says a common message from all the fathers where they feel they have been not appreciated enough. They have been not appreciated enough. So that's your father's story as well. Since I've been asked not to play the songs because of the Facebook Live is going on, don't worry. I'll be playing and I'll be singing. We will be singing them together in the next session. We'll tell you when the next session is. We talked about different types of management. We talked about financial management. We talked about transport management. We talked about strategic management. Ego management is something that we don't talk enough, but if you manage your ego, rest of the things will get managed automatically. Rest of the things will get managed automatically. You have an ego, which is great. I always tell my team, you guys are the best team available on the planet. I mean it. That's our ego. We wanted to be the best team on the planet. We believe we are the best team on the planet. We are working hard to be the best team on the planet. That's our ego. That's good. But sometimes when you cross the line on the ego, your decisions will be wrong. You think you know everything and you try to advise everyone. Things can go wrong with that. Even at a meeting, if you genuinely want to get your subordinate views, let them talk first. Let them say what they feel about it. When you try to talk first and give the idea, everyone else generally will say, wow, great idea, boss. Superb idea. Listen to others. And we have enough examples of bad egos. I mean, I was at one of the meetings one day and 2 of my managers were there was an argument. One guy was saying, no, you can't do that. That will be a disaster. It will be a problem. You can't do that. The other guy was trying to argue, no, it can be done. I realize, I look at the guy who is saying it cannot be done, and I know it can be done. I know it can be done, but he's arguing too much. I thought it's his ego, so I stopped the discussion and said, no problem, we'll talk later. So I call him later and say, do you really think it cannot be done? Do you really think it cannot be done? He said, no, I'll try. But at the meeting, he will never accept it because of his ego. So you got to look at the team around. There may be things happening because of their ego, then you got to manage them. You got to manage them. And when you talk to others, please ensure that they have their own egos as well. So your game should be not to damage their ego too much, but balance it with them. But balance it with them. Right? So I want to take 1 hour and 15 minutes for the presentation. And the last part, I want to look at few actions that we should be doing together. Few actions that we should be working together. Can you choose to be happy every day in the morning? When something bad happens, can you talk to yourself and say, I want to choose to be happy in this situation? Even when you get a bad email, when your boss come and complain to you about something, when your parents say that you are bad, when your brothers and sisters say how bad, how ugly you are, can you quickly change your mind from the negative thought to a positive thought? Can we look at what are the examples that you have like that in the next 1 week? In the future sessions, we are trying to have an online forum for you to fill it for yourself, not that others can see it, only for you. But then you need to keep a track of your behavior. Unless you keep a track of your behavior will never get improved. You got to keep a track of your behavior. You got to keep a track of your behavior. And can you intentionally choose to be happy in certain situations? I mean, you got to be able to compare, okay, this happened last week, I was unhappy, this happened this week, now I'm feeling cool with it, I'm feeling okay with it, I'm managing it better. I'm managing it better. Look at what was your own reactions in terms of words, in terms of emails. What was your own reactions? Can you take few examples on your own life? The words that you said that you should not have. The words that you said that you should not have. The emails that you sent, tough emails that you should not have. Can you please select few examples from your own life and try to see how best you become better for the next 1 week, next 1 month, next 1 year, for the rest of your life. Parents and family. Make a conscious effort to appreciate the people around. Make a conscious effort to say good things about them. Make a conscious effort to see the great things about your parents, partners, wife, husband, brothers, sisters, neighbors. Look at your parents, look at your brothers, look at your partners. They are a package. 80% great, 20% bad. 80% great, 20% bad. If you try to concentrate on the 20% that is bad, the 20% will get more, the 20% will grow and grow and grow. Anyone needs a package. 80% great, 70% great, 30% bad, 20% bad. Anyone needs a package. You are a package, I am a package. Concentrate on the good part of that package of the other people, that will grow. Then the bad part will come down automatically. Can you make a conscious effort with your family members in the next 1 week? Hopefully, in our next session, we are trying to give you that chart for you to fill it about your own life, whether you have make a conscious effort to make your parents, family members, partners, friends, sisters, brothers happy, but start thinking about it now. Third place is something due to the time constraints. I did not go to that slide. Third place is, there's a book called Third Place as well. Third place is not your house, not your home, not your office, another place where you hang around, another place where you go and socialize, another place that gives you happiness. It can be anywhere. It can be a meet up with the friends, it can be somewhere. Third place is a concept that had been common in the world for years. Today, for most of us, the third place is social media. Today, for most of us, the third place is social media. So how do you How do you get the best out of that third place is what I wanted to discuss. But due to time constraint, I will be not taking it up today. Your team. Well, why don't you ask the question to yourself, am I putting too many rules for those guys? Am I give them the freedom to do what they want to do? If you really give the freedom, if you really appreciate them, if you give them the freedom to do what they would like to do, give them some guidelines, trust me, they will do wonders for you. Can you please, from the next week, allocate 1 hour for future, time for future? Can you remember I told you urgent and important work? How can you autopilot urgent work, reduce the urgent work that you have, and concentrate on the important work? When you concentrate on important work, when you start doing important work, automatically urgent work will come down. But then you need to start that process. Think at your office, are you doing more urgent work or are you doing more important work? Think about that. Ego management, you can't do anything. I will give you a mechanism to manage the ego and manage the ego of the other people and how to get the best out of your ego. But for the time being, start thinking. Did I say was it because of my ego? What I said, was it because of my ego? What he's saying, is it because he really believes it or is it because of his ego? Look around. Look around for the examples of good and bad ego. This is the third song that I generally play for a different meaning than what it is originally written. That when you do a mistake, you will not be able to correct it. So do not cross the ethical line for any situation. Do not cross the ethical line for any situation. When you do it, when you cross it once, it becomes easier for the second time, much easier for the third time, it will continue to go. So do the right thing irrespective of consequences continuously. Don't worry about consequences. Do the right thing. You will have a great life. So I want to finish in 1.5 hours with the questions. So happiness is a journey. You got to be happy doing what you're doing every day. You can't wait to be happy after you get a promotion. You can't wait to be happy after you achieve things. It's a journey that you go. Ensure you find a way to be happy with the team that you're working, doing what you're doing. It is absolutely critical for you to choose to be happy. Please make that choice every day in the morning. Whenever something happens, try to convert yourself from a negative thought to a positive one, unhappy mood to a happy mood. Try to concentrate on that. Happiness is something that is starting internally. It's a game internal. When try to forgive and forget about the bad things people did to you, go ahead in life with those people with the happy mood. When you do that, things will get better. Talk to your parents, talk to your uncles, talk to your sisters, brothers to make them happy. Allocate little time from your life to ensure that you make them happy. Take a break. Weekly breaks are very important. I talked about weekly breaks. I'm not going to concentrate more. Your words are very important. Carefully choose them. If other party is not in a happy mood, you cool it down, give them a chance. You will get your chance soon as well. You will get your chance soon as well. Select the best friends. It will have a huge impact for your life. So I want you to do that. So I want to finish having 5 minutes. I want to finish having 5 minutes. So if anyone wants to make any comments, they are free to do. If anyone wants to ask any questions, they are free to do. So today is our first discussion about your life is your life. Being happy in our life. I'll be bringing in more examples. I'll be bringing in more stories. And more importantly, I'll be bringing in more tools from the next session. Not only a discussion, but I'll be giving you certain formats for you to fill. I'll be giving you very specific tools what you need to do about the happiness. So same things that we discussed, we'll be building. Same things that we discussed, we will be building. So hopefully we will have the second session soon as well. If you want any further details about anything that we discussed, always you can contact Nanaska. This program is done basically for Nanaska alumni, Nanaska students, Nanaska alumni. We are doing this. So we'll be doing many more programs for them as we go on like this. We just want to ensure people pass the exams. More importantly, we want to ensure people live a happy life. We want to ensure students will pass the exams, and we want to ensure, more importantly, our students live a happy life. So with that objective only, we started this program. It will continue. Wait for the second one. Please do register with info@nanaska.com for the second session as well. So this is the end of the today's chat. I've taken 1 hour and 26 minutes. So I have 4 minutes to answer any questions. If not, have an enjoyable life. Enjoy your life. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you very much, the trust on me. Thank you very much, the trust on Nanaska. Let's be in touch. All the very best. All the very best.